Sup guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Had a Job Class Quirk. This is part, 1. In the last part, I basically went into extreme details about Izuku's new quirk and how far he's gotten it. Not only that, how it's also changed his personality as well, and everything else too. So, now let's get into the main canon of this. So, with that said, let's get into this. Also, before I truly start the video, I think some of you were wondering on how did I come to conclusion for the skill tree system. Well, the reason I basically mixed two of my favorite JRPGs together because of their skill trees actually being somewhat of my favorite, but not my all-time favorite. Mostly because I like the convenience of them, actually. The game's skill trees are based off of, Tales of Heart R, from being one of the most least favorite Tales of games, and also Trials of Mana. I actually like their skill systems because they're easy, simple, and easy to understand. So I kind of mixed both of them into one to help Izuku learn new skills, weapons, and also new classes at the same time. So yeah, hope you guys now understand. If you guys want to understand the skill trees way much more better, try checking out the games if you want to understand them. So that said, let's truly get into this. As Izuku finally makes it to school, he gets into his homeroom class as their teacher says, now that many of you are, seniors, and it's time for you to think about your careers and futures. So I plan on giving you a career aptitude test. As soon everyone begins activating their quirk, as he just tossed the papers in the air and says, but why bother? All of you want to become heroes after all. As everyone begins activating their quirks, showing them off, as Izuku doesn't really, do anything. Instead, he's just looking through his notebook as he thinks, as I should probably try to unlock another basic class. I've already done that with both. I already got both the White Mage and Thief classes, and I plan on getting them pretty high enough so I can get to already their second job. But if I can at least unlock one more before getting into UA, I think I should be able to be fine. Izuku soon loses his train of thought as he begins hearing Bakugo and says, don't lump me in with these losers, teach. All these extras would be lucky to be sidekicks for a D-list hero after all. I'm way past their level. As Izuku saying, oh, Kachan, you never learn. After internally saying this, he just shakes his head with his eyes closed. As Bakugo just jumps on his desk and says, after all, I plan on going to UA. It's the only school that's worthy for me. As everyone is actually surprised, as one of their classmates says he's going to the national level school. Well, they only have at least a 5% pass rate. As Bakugo's saying, I got the skills, the brains, and I passed all the mock exams to trial for the school. There's no way in hell anyone here is gonna beat me there. However, their teacher soon says, oh, Midoriya, you plan on applying for UA too. Actually, if I recall, didn't you get offered a recommendation letter to go into the school? As everyone looks at Izuku, with Izuku opening his eyes saying, yes, a hero did try to recommend me for UA, but I turned them down. There's no point of getting into the school by freebie if I didn't work for it. And besides, I don't want to earn my spot in the school just by my quirk alone. I want to earn my spot in the school by my skills and abilities as well. As Izuku says this, with everyone in the class saying, of course Midoriya would get in by recommendation and turn it down, with another classmate saying, yeah, that's just the kind of guy he is. He always shows off, just want to prove that he's better, which he already is. As one of the girls in the classroom talking to her friend says, so he's going to UA? Man, I was really looking forward to trying asking him out again. As Bakugo's saying, Deku, don't you dare! You have any right to go to UA. As Izuku's saying, tell me, Kachan, did you get in by recommendation and turn them down? As Bakugo's eyes begin widening, saying, why you? As saying, if you really believe that you're going to be the best, prove it. Prove it to me while we take the entrance exam next year. So until then, I'll be waiting. You can't really prove that you're the best if you can't beat me at it. As Izuku said this with a smug smile, as Bakugo saying, why you? As explosions begin erupting in his palms, as their teacher says, now, you two, calm down. Bakugo, get back to your seat. After hearing this, Bakugo basically growls a little bit before turning around and sits back in his chair. As Izuku pulls back out his notebook and thinks, I think I know the perfect class to get now. As Izuku smiles and basically looks at his menu for the time being, and looks at his skill tree and sees Archer class. As the day goes by, Izuku is basically caught by at least a couple girls in outside his classroom, as basically they're his fan club. And because, yes, Izuku has had tons of girls basically follow him and ask him out. However, he's basically turned down each and every one of their advances to him and basically tells him that he doesn't have time for a girlfriend with all of the other extracurricular activities he has, being clubs, martial arts practice, and also he's taking a part-time job now too. As Izuku realized that he mostly took the part-time job to pay some of the classes that he's taken, being both martial arts classes in both karate and bow staff training. So, however, he's learned that he can gain experience just by doing normal work, like doing jobs as well. And some of you may be wondering, yes, Izuku is able to get a job because it is legal for a 14-year-old his age to get a job, due to the age of consent is 13 in Japan, if you guys were wondering. So, yeah. However, since he is pretty young and he still does school and everything, his hours aren't as good, which are actually pretty good for him, since he can still do clubs, after school activities, being martial arts practice and bow staff practice and everything else like that. And also while working, still gain tons of skill points to max out his classes and gain new ones in the process. As Izuku plans on heading to his kendo practice, since he's also the captain of the kendo team too, just in case you guys were wondering, Bakugo and his lackey still in the classroom saying, damn him, damn that Deku. He's all arrogant now because he's got his quirk and it's supposedly strong. Don't make me laugh. I swear, I'm going to put that idiot back in his place. Just you wait. Wait until the UA entrance exam, Deku. As Bakugo leaves the classroom in a angry fit. As Izuku finishes his kendo practice and gains at least 1,000 skill points, mostly from sparring with one of his, clubmates, and also beating them in the process. Soon after bowing and shaking hands with his clubmate, he's saying, "You really have gotten stronger." With his clubmate saying, "Yeah, but I'm still not be able to beat you, Captain. If anything, also, I heard that you plan on going to UA. We knew that you had a recommendation there, but still, it's still surprising." somebody from our school able to go. As Izuku saying, well, Kachan's going as well. As one of their other clubmates saying, Bakugo? Bakugo's applying for UA? I mean, I can see it, but do you think he's going to be able to get in? With Izuku saying, knowing Kachan, he'll get in one way or another. That's just the kind of guy he is. As they saying, you really don't really get bothered by Bakugo anymore. As Izuku saying, why would I be bothered by Kachan? As one of the clubmates saying, I heard rumors saying that you were always like a nervous wreck when you first joined the club. You always had a hard time speaking your mind, and also had a hard time getting a handle of certain things too. But now you're our club's captain, and you have the skill and strength of a hero. And it only happened after a couple of years or so. As Izuku's saying, I think you're all just imagining it. It's just what happens when you grow up, after all. As he says this with a small and confident smile while closing his eyes, saying, the only reason I've changed a lot is because of my quirk. It's due to a side effect. Because of all the skills, because I increased my skills in each and every one of my classes, my mental states and physical body changes pretty harshly to acclimate to all the skills I have. As Izuku says this, saying, all right, I think that's enough for now, guys. As he looks at their coach, saying if it's all right for them to leave, with her saying, yeah, it's all good for you guys to go. As Izuku bows to their coach, and all the other clubmates bow as well. With Izuku training out of his kendo practice clothes and training back and going into his work clothes, as he just works as a dishwasher for a restaurant. Actually, nothing too serious after all. The pay isn't that good, but it is a good way to gain some extra skill points while he's working to go to UA and upgrade his classes too, and unlock new classes as well. As the restaurant begins closing up, Izuku helps out a little bit longer, helping out his fellow servers with cleaning up the dining hall. As one of them say, you didn't really need to help out, Izuku. As Izuku saying, none of that. I'm glad to help out. After all, a hero's job is to help out as many people as they can. Even tedious stuff like this, since I plan on applying for UA. As one of them saying, still surprising. As he says, hey, once you become famous, I guess I can actually brag to my kids that I know a pro hero after all. As Izuku's saying, maybe you can, as he laughs it off a bit. Soon, as he was finished cleaning up one of the booths, he sees something shining, as it looks like a necklace. Is saying, I guess a customer must have dropped this. As Izuku looks at it, as it's a silver necklace with a heart in the center. As Izuku thinks, man, this must be quite expensive. As he also looks closer and realizes that there's a diamond jewel in it too. As he realized, damn, whoever wore this must have been really loaded to have something. And why would they just lose it like that? As soon Izuku hears a banging nearing the entrance of the restaurant, with soon one of the servers saying, I'm sorry, but we're closing up right now. As the girl with a spiky ponytail says, I know, and I'm sorry to disturb you while you're closing up, but I think I may have lost my necklace here. As Izuku saying, oh, are you talking about this? As she starts saying, oh, thank you very much. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to. It was a gift from my parents, and I didn't want to. As Izuku's saying, no worries. I'm just glad I was able to get it back to you. And if you did come back, I would make sure to give it to you. I prefer to help as many people as I can. As Izuku soon gives her the necklace. as she soon looks at Izuku, thinking, huh, are you a server? I didn't notice this, saying, nah, I'm just a dishwasher. Nothing more. As saying, well, I think that's enough from me, guys. I'll catch you later. As soon as everyone's telling him, good night, Izuku, with him soon leaving. As the girl with the ponytail says, so his name is Izuku? As saying, yeah, he's a good kid. Really good kid. He said that he's striving to become a hero. And bet once he applies for UA, he won't have any time to work here anymore. That's for sure. As saying, wait, he's applying for UA too? As she is curious about Izuku. As months go by and Izuku begins training, doing clubs, working, and also schoolwork, gaining tons of skill points in the process, hoping that he's able to at least max up to get to at least his third level job class for at least War Monk or Samurai. But seems like that's going to be a while, given on how many skill points he needs to fully max out both those classes, and he still needs to unlock the final skill for both War Monk and Samurai, being the ultimate skill, a finishing move that depletes the entirety of Izuku's MP in the process. However, he's still able to fight even without skills. While Dekiness Izuku takes a break from training. Man, if this keeps up, and even if I was able to unlock the new archer class, and I'm almost close to max, and I'm already maxed out Spearman and became a Dragoon. I wonder what would happen if I max out every one of my classes to level 3. I wonder what would happen if I unlocked every skill and promote to every class. I mean, as soon Izuku noticed something on that comes up in front of him, being an icon saying, to revert to others' classes, you must say revert class, where you would go to a class below yours and choose to promote to another one instead. However, doing so would cause you to lose all the skills and weaponry that you have gained in the previous class. However, doing so would help you gain new experiences with new classes by experimenting a little bit with main class and subclasses. After reading this, Izuku realized, well, great. Well, I mean, it would still be good to learn new skills, but what's the point of learning new skills if resetting myself, I would lose all those other skills too. I mean, normally for an RPG that would be great, but in a real world situation, all the hard work I would try to do would be gone. It's just, I feel like my quirk is trying to lead me down a road I want, and once I made those choices, I can't go back. And even if I do go back, I risk losing everything that I worked so hard to gain. So I'm guessing my quirk is basically telling me whatever choices I make will always impact my life, always impact the bigger decision in my life. My performance in battle, my performance helping others, saving them, all of that would be on my hands and my hands alone. And as Izuku thinks this and says, I guess once I promote into a new class, I can't go back. No matter how much I would regret it soon after, I just can't. As he has his head down and soon clenches his fist and says, but even so, I'll make the best of it. I'll keep moving forward. I will become a hero just like All Might. A hero that saves everybody, protects everybody, no matter what. as Izuku soon thrust his fist into the air, into the night sky. After saying this, in the distance of where Izuku is training, a girl with short black hair basically says, I see this guy here almost some of the time, and he just made one heck of a speech talking to himself. Is he trying to become a hero like me? Saying, well, whoever the guy is, he's not half bad looking, I won't lie. After saying this, Izuku began noticing her, saying, who's there? Saying, oh crap, as she soon ran away. Izuku saying, was that an animal? No, the presence didn't feel right. Must have been a person instead. As Izuku decides to get a little bit curious and says, thief class, subclass, as he transforms into his thief attire. And basically disappears for the time being, as the girl that was running, Izuku caught up with her in no time, as she soon says, what? How did you, when did you, a little trick, as he soon deactivated his thief class, and says, so, care to explain why you were just staring at me? Saying, no reason. Originally, I came out here to train a lot, and I saw you here from time to time, and I got a little curious, so I was saying, if you wanted to talk to me, you could have just said so, besides just hiding in the shadows. That's mostly how villains would do sometimes. As she's saying, seriously? You're calling me a villain? Is Izuku saying, okay, fair point, I did just chase after you. So, yeah, I'm sorry. As he bows his head, saying, no, you don't have to apologize for that, and I should apologize too. As Izuku saying, alright, and soon introduces himself. As the girl says, my name is Kyokajiro. Is saying, oh, nice to meet you, Jiro. As he soon offers hand to shake, as she shakes his, saying, yeah, nice to meet you. Saying, so, you said you were training. You plan on going to a hero school or applying for a hero course? Saying, yeah, I plan on going to UA. Saying, no fooling? Hey, I plan on applying at UA too. Saying, seriously? Wow, that's pretty cool. And seeing how your quirk works, I guess you kind of have the skills to do so. As Izuku saying, but there's still not much I need to learn and train at. So, I hope you get into the hero course as well. Catch you later. As she's saying, wait, where are you? As he soon goes back into his thief form, and soon climbs up the trees, and just runs across a couple of them. And she says, seriously, that boy is something else. And again, now that I saw him really close, he is definitely hot for somebody with a cute face. As she began blushing red like crazy, as Jiro thinks, wait, do I have a crush on him? I just met him. What the hell? As soon Izuku kept on training, as he thinks, I need to focus. The thief class only specializes in speed and stealth. They don't really do well when it comes to offense, defense, and other stuff too. Unless I can max out the class and reach to the other two classes, being Ranger or Shinobi, this class ain't going to be much for me. As Izuku thinks, possibly I should probably work more on the Archer class. I still need to get the remaining last two skills and the last remaining weapon too, bow as well. As Izuku switches out Thief for Archer class, and soon he brings out one of his bows, being the Iron Bow. As he looks at he sees a couple of trees in the distance, and pulls back, and an arrow soon appears. As he pulls back on the string, and soon, let's go. Soon another arrow appears and shoots, and shoots that one and another and another. As the arrows were sent flying, a couple of giant beetle, a couple of stag beetles were actually impaled by the arrows, and soon he's saying, "All right, my accuracy is doubled in this form, but I should probably hold back on using this form against people, given that I could actually hurt somebody." And as Izuku says this, and soon saying, "Well, even so, I'll put the last remaining skill points I have into maxing out both the thief class and an archer class, so I can at least get the second job promotion after all." As Izuku says this, as more months go by, Izuku is still training hard, working hard, and still going to clubs, still helping out. As he actually took place in a school play for the drama club after all, and was the main lead for it, being as actually, I'm just gonna say it outright, it was Romeo and Juliet after all, just to make it easy for you guys, so you don't have to ask what the play was, as it was tragic and sad as Shakespeare has always made it. So yeah. Soon, as the play was a huge success, Izuku did gain some skill points. Not a lot, but still plenty, being at least 900 skill points from it. Not only that, this was also his last play for his junior high year in the drama club, giving that tomorrow will be the UA entrance exam. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Also, check out my Discord. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you just want to, if you have any what ifs or you just want to hang out and talk to me, I'll try and hit you up as much as I can. Also, check out my gaming channel, being Mooky Games, where I'll be live streaming games that I love to play and just relax and have some fun. Come there to watch me play. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.